Hello, I am Jody Wolf, and you're watching Exposed on October 18, 2012, 58 minutes after midnight, and topic, the real story on the Benghazi attack. And I just found this, and I listen to these people all the time, and I have it, people. I have it right here, and I want you to hear it. 6 minutes and 20 seconds from now, I'll turn it off. But please hear
Hello
this.
again, Gary Stearman. Time for another Prophecy in the News Daily Update. It's Tuesday, October 16th. In studio with me is Bob Ulrich. Hi, Bob.
Gary, you've got some really fascinating information for us today, which I heard this morning from you for the first time. And I'm as anxious to hear you say it a second time as I was the first time.
This, to me, I'm holding a piece of paper here, which is actually a printout of a news release from Debka-File. The news release is dated September 12th, 2012. Do you know when that might have been? It was the day after the consul in Benghazi consulate was attacked. And from that day to this, there has been all of this incredible misinformation about what caused that attack. Was the attack the result of an uprising, a citizens' uprising, fueled by some 14-minute trailer about Mohammed? Or was this a concerted attack? Because let's face it, and remember again the date of this news release, September 12th, 2012, the day after September 11th, when the attack occurred. That's 9/11. And it seems kind of strange that that attack happened on 9/11. Coincidence?
Seems even stranger that everyone has a different story
Yeah.
about what really happened, and the stories seem to change every day. But what you've got here is, I think, just a smoking gun bombshell about what really took place.
It adds perspective, because Debka-File on September 12th, the day after the Benghazi attack, said, and I quote, and I'm beginning to quote the article, the U.S. ambassador to Libya, Chris Stevens, and 3 staff members at the U.S. consulate in Benghazi were deliberately murdered Tuesday night, September 11th, just after memorial ceremonies were held in America for the victims of the 9/11 outrage. Second sentence. Debka-File's counter-terror sources report exclusively that far from being a spontaneous raid by angry Islamists, it was a professionally executed terrorist operation by a professional Al-Qaeda assassination team whose 20 members acted under the orders of their leader, Ayman al-Zawahiri, after special training. End quote. Bob, how clear can it get?
So you mean after Osama bin Laden was killed, Al-Qaeda is still in existence?
Is still going strong, and its leader is Ayman al-Zawahiri. Anyone who's been watching these daily updates on Prophecy in the News knows this, because I've been reporting on al-Zawahiri's public statements. By the way, he's very clear about his plans, about his goals, and I've been reporting on him for at least 6 months.
Read the date on that again, Gary.
The date of this news release, September 12th, 2012, the day after,
Over a month ago.
over a month ago.
Where has this been in the news?
Indeed. I mean, if I can find this, and by the way, I have no special connections to anything, couldn't somebody else find it?
Now, you're a Debka-Files insider. There's no question about that. And something that you view as a reliable source of current events.
I use several sources from Israel, including private sources, but this is absolutely astounding. And it is definitively stated that a professional Al-Qaeda assassination team of 20 members, they even named the number of the members of the team, acted under orders from Ayman al-Zawahiri after special training. In other words, they were trained on how to break into the consulate. You know what they did? In fact, that's listed.
You explained it to me this morning, and I have to say it was pretty fascinating.
It was masterfully executed, because there's a policy at our consulates in hostile territory that there's always a getaway. fact, there are 2 or 3 getaway methods should the consulate be attacked. The ambassador can be spirited away in special transportation with specially trained protective teams. So what Al-Qaeda did was fire a rocket through the front gate of the consulate. They had people positioned all around to see who would flee where in what cars, and they followed the cars, and they were able in this way to follow the car that was carrying Chris Stevens.
I'm going to stop at just a moment, and this was a planned terrorist attack, and if this man, Gary Stearman, on Prophecy in the News can get that information, then why couldn't our government? You know what? Our government did have it. They had it. And they not only was it a terrorist attack, they terrorized the people they murdered. They will not tell you how they killed the woman, although you've probably heard, but listen to how they killed one of the consulates.
And they stopped it just as he was about to reach the safe house location. And they were able, by a very careful plan, a skillfully executed plan, to haul Chris Stevens out, rip off all of his clothes, parade his body around before killing him. It was a vengeful assault, very carefully documented, and it has been masked by the strange appearance of a 14-minute trailer on the life of Muhammad by some never-before-known would-be movie maker in Hollywood.
Well, that was the family-friendly version that you just gave of Mr. Stevens' last moments on Earth.
Yes.
It's a horrific tale of just animalistic behavior that we've seen before.
Right.
I remember the news reporter, Lara Logan, what they did to her. You probably don't want to read about it if you don't know about it already. But this is Islam, and this is the battle that continues to rage on this day. You and I were talking off the set before we came on today about Abraham.
I'm going to end it there. And just what Bob Urich just said, this is Islam. This is who they are. And our government knew damn well what took place. They knew damn well that the call for help had already gone out. Needless to say, it makes me sick. Jody Wolf, Exposed.